Diddlin, diddlin, din, 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 diddlin, diddlin, Kilted Balls! Woo! Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We are back with the Kilted Balls podcast. Things are going good.
Yes.
Just before I jumped on, I had a little feeling about Doge. Sometimes I get those. So I did a quick short for 20x. We'll see how it goes. It jumped
Awesome.
instantly to 5% up, and now it's instantly down 4%, which is what happens with futures, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we'll sit here and watch it, and kind of like last episode, maybe I'll get a nice futures here. I don't like going on a whim that way, but the universe was talking.
Was speaking to you.
The universe was speaking,
Well,
and I've learned to just ride those universe waves. And if I come out as a loss, I don't mind it because I figure the universe is trying to teach me something.
yep. Well, speaking of the universe, November's famous for a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I asked around, and I'd like to get your opinion as well.
Okay.
So because it's November, you have to choose. Is it no shave November or no nut November?
So I have heard both of those. We talked about the No Nut November recently at my work and thought it was like the funniest thing. So
Everyone would be so mean.
I'm like, I don't know who came up with that idea. Sounds like a bad idea.
Seems like a
Genius to
terrible
me.
idea.
Seems
Okay.
like a terrible
So you
idea.
won't be shaving. Good.
I might not be shaving. Right. I might not be shaving. So
Not
we
that you
will.
have to pick one, but I thought that was funny.
Oh my gosh, that's super funny. But yeah, I probably will still shave. I have done no shave November before,
Mm-hmm.
just to see, and it was fun. But I probably won't do it again.
Oh,
So,
okay. I may do
um,
it.
so we need to give an update on the strategy. So
Yes.
my threes strategy, which I get it, people, you don't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily know what we're talking about, but I'll tell you, it involves 3 tokens. Um, and my 3 token ended the month at 12% with
Mm-hmm.
a short still open and still down, but it's
Yep.
not closed. It's still just sitting there. It's down a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, but I think I count that as the month, right? Like the
Yes.
month ended, so I'm saying, okay, I
Mm-hmm.
was up like 12.5%. My goal was to be up 10%.
Yes.
So I'm counting that as a win. My bot strategy, and this is weird, and this month will be telling. I was down 2% this month, but
Okay.
I made a mistake. I didn't follow the rules,
Mm-hmm.
and that cost me 20%.
Mm.
So I would have been up 18% if I hadn't made that mistake. So
Okay.
if I had followed the strategy, I would have been up 18%. Because
Yes.
I didn't follow the strategy, I was down 2% for the month. Overall, I'm still up.
Mm-hmm.
So the strategy is still good, but it was a little sad um, that I missed that.
Yes.
Right.
I did not follow the strategy, and I was actually, I didn't even go back and recalculate it, which the data's gone now. I just did the final stuff, but then I didn't follow it again to make it back up, and that is still ongoing. My threes were both up. We did different tokens for our threes. And mine were both up, both with shorts open as well, but not closed.
Okay.
So, but the total money, I had a bad month. But
Total money a bad month, but your threes were good.
yes, the threes you have to pay a. Well, we talked about it before. I hadn't found the way to set up my take profits right away, and I was just watching for stop losses and things like that.
Okay.
But what happened with why mine got out of whack? I got my stop losses mixed up, and I was thinking it was a higher percentage, and when I realized it was a lower percentage, I'm like, well, I'm not going to close it now, so I just waited, and it never closed. But I really I obviously we're doing it. We're getting ready to go into the third month, and I think that we're getting it squared away to where it's like, okay, you got to do this. The only difficult part, which I had mentioned earlier today, was that there's going to be math involved, and we haven't figured out how to fix that yet.
Yeah, I think here's what I found with the threes personally for me, and that is I can set a sell order right away as soon as I buy it at my profit. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, let's just do easy math. Let's say I did $100 worth.
Yeah.
I tell it to sell when I get to $110. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
like to do three 3%. So I
Mm-hmm.
like to keep with the theme. So what
Mm-hmm.
I do is I say, okay, I need it to go to $103 and sell. And you can do it that way. You can type that in.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
I set a sell order right away for it to sell when my stuff gets 103. And then I watch it for the stop because
Mm-hmm.
unlike futures or bots, the three tokens don't traditionally drop
Yes.
20% that fast. So it's easy to check once a day, twice a day, and see if it's getting near that.
Mm-hmm.
And if it gets near it, then I can set a stop limit instead of my profit.
Yes. Yes.
So that's kind of what I like about
Mm-hmm.
it is it's not a lot of math. I just go, yeah, I want, if it was $100, 103.
When you're using the nice round numbers, it is a lot easier. And
Yes.
that's what I was doing this last month. I wasn't putting my profits back in right away, but I was just putting it in a different token.
Which I think is a great idea
Mm-hmm.
as long as
Because
the other tokens.
it was another three token, which it did.
Right.
At
Yes.
the one day it went up 20%. It was awesome.
Well, and I thought about doing that with my futures, kind of the opposite. Like, okay, every time I get a gain in my futures,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I should transfer the futures over to my threes strategy or transfer to my bot strategy. I feel those are safer.
Yeah.
You make more money doing futures, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
there's you lose more money, but you make more money.
Yep.
So, you take that risk and but if you come out ahead, like yesterday, I did a futures, that I was
Mm-hmm.
playing with Doge and I took 60%. Well,
Yeah.
if I'm going to make 60%, like I sat there and wondered, okay, do I just take that 60% and throw it all into my other tokens and let
Yeah.
those keep working safely rather than the
Mm-hmm.
futures where I'm going to risk blowing it all, right?
Yeah.
Which is what I'm doing right now, right? The universe talked to me and I just rolled it all in and said, let's go. Let's see how it works.
And where is it?
It
Looks
went
like
up a little bit probably.
no, it's a red candle right now in the 15-minute.
Oh, it just turned literally in the last
Uh-huh.
30 seconds it turned
Yeah.
red.
I saw it turn.
So, well, we'll
They're
see.
good.
We'll see. Again, it's not I'm doing a 20x right now. I have found that for me, that's kind of my sweet spot is it may not be my sweet spot. Right now it is,
It
right?
feels like that, yeah.
It takes a little bit longer to get liquidated or to hit your stops.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're feeling pretty confident in the motion, it gives you a little wiggle room and
Yeah.
you hit your stuff and you're feeling good. And I'm not, for those of you, the one piece of financial advice we always give is you don't play with money that you need. And my
Mm-hmm.
futures account is pure play money, right?
Yes.
It's no money that I mean, I don't even remember where that money came from in my futures
Mm-hmm.
account, when I put it in there, what I'm doing with it. It's gone way, way up. It's gone way, way down.
Mm-hmm.
It's been doing lots of different things. And again, so that is just pure funny money to me, which is why I'm saying,
Yeah.
oh, maybe I should take the profits and move it over. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the interesting thing that I'm doing with my futures account, though, is I started a spreadsheet
Mm-hmm.
saying what would 10% get me because I love my 10%, right?
Yes.
So I said, okay, if I compounded this every time I made it 10%, what would it do? And I kind of like spreadsheeted it all out. And then
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing is like it closes wherever it closes, but I'm marking or highlighting or doing whatever on my spreadsheet, showing where I'm at.
That's
So
awesome.
so like day one, I'm like, okay, day one I made 10%. Click, I checked that. That was my first compound. Well, the next
Mm-hmm.
day I had like 20%. So that was like three compounds further. So I jumped 3 compounds. And then, yesterday I told you I got 60%. So I jumped like 8 compounds,
That's
right?
awesome. So what this morning when I said I'm gonna start keeping better track at the beginning of the year, just to like start like, okay, January 1, that's
Sure.
exactly what I was gonna do. Like, okay, I'm starting here
Hmm.
and this is the compound that I'm looking for, and blah blah blah. We go from there.
Yes.
So yeah, it's funny that you said that because that's I was highlight it, okay, mark the date, blah blah, all that
Yeah.
stuff. So that's awesome.
Well, I think that's just kind of fun. Like I have a total there of what it's doing. That's why I haven't transferred any to my
Hmm.
other strategies. But for that one, I'm like, and if I take a loss, it'll move me backwards
Yeah.
into that. But I'm like, okay, the goal is to say double your money or 10x your money or doing whatever. So how long is that going to take me?
Hmm.
Um, and like I've said before, it should take about 12 times to triple your money. And like
Hmm.
mine yesterday with that 60% doubled my money. So I've doubled it,
Hmm.
and now I'll probably lose it all because, I'm listening to the universe instead of going with my gut. But, it is what it
Well, that
is.
can have closed red, and the next one's red, right?
Well, then maybe I'll see some action here, right?
Yes,
Maybe
maybe.
maybe
See.
our listeners will hear me give like a whoop or something.
That'd be
So
awesome.
we'll find out, right? We'll
So yeah,
find out.
it's still exciting. I think that and I tried to open up an account for a company that helps the original idea much more rather than the bots, and it's not they can't service people in the United States. So
Which
that was kind of a bummer.
it's, again, I think it's the man keeping us down, baby.
Hmm.
The man keeping us down. Um, Speaking of the man keeping us down, elections are coming up in a week. A week from
Yes.
tomorrow, elections happen in America,
Hmm.
and the feds are making their announcement tomorrow. What are the odds that they're going to raise interest rates above 0.75, which is what it sounds like most people predict it's going to be 0.75? What are the odds they do that a week before the election?
Well, so a lot of people have been saying that they might go heavy in November and do nothing in December for whether it's going to be a regime change, which a lot of people feel that's what's going to happen, or to help for the next 4 years. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like each time has been it's been what people have been saying. Like the biggest thing you've heard, that's what the feds have done.
Yes.
So, but those days have all been super volatile. That's where I screwed up last month, the day that it was announced, and I'm not touching anything. I have my shorts open, and I'm not messing with anything tomorrow.
Seriously, that was my thought, that I'm going to wake up, look at the market and not touch anything,
Yep.
because the joy of our strategy is it doesn't matter unless it's a stupid volatile day, and then it does matter.
Then it
So
matters.
that's the only kind of days you have to avoid, is the crazy
Mm-hmm.
volatile days. And I'm right there with you. I'm like, okay, tomorrow's going to be one of those days.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a day that I play with my futures instead and do some betting, but it's
Yep.
pure gambling. Like at that
Mm-hmm.
point, it's pure gambling. You're not trying to do anything smart,
Yeah.
right?
So, I mean, Lifer, who we both enjoy, and we've talked about quite a bit on the channel. He's gonna do a broadcast at 2 o'clock where they're listening to it because I guess the announcement and all that stuff is live. So I'm probably gonna tune into Lifer at 2 o'clock just to be there, but I'm gonna be watching. I'm not gonna try to. And if you remember, listeners, anyone who's been paying close attention, 2 months ago, the day it was announced was the day that I screwed up because I thought I knew it was happening and I didn't.
Right.
So, yeah, I think it's going to be 7.5, but I think that they're actually going to do something in December now rather than do something really high now and nothing in December.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I think it's just weird and jacked up. I
Uh-huh.
think you better luck playing the Powerball, right? What is that
Oh,
at right now?
speaking of, isn't it over 1 billion?
Yeah, it's over 1 billion for sure.
Is that tonight?
I think it is tomorrow. I think it was last night and tomorrow. So,
Okay.
yep.
See,
Again,
I
not
think I still
financial
have a.
advice, but it's really fun to imagine what you would do if you got $1 billion.
Yeah.
Probably buy a Bored Ape.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Don't you think if you won the Powerball, don't you think you'd buy a Bored Ape? You
I
had one before.
I think I would. I think I would buy. I think I'd buy another Bored Ape.
I think I would. I'd buy my bat back.
Oh, I already won. I won $4 in the last Powerball drawing. How did I not
Nice
realize
job.
this? My
You
gosh.
are a winner.
Oh, and I do need to say this.
Hmm.
So, if there's any listeners out there who are from Texas,
Texas,
need
okay.
some. Oh, wait, here, let me check this before I say all this.
So if any
So,
of you are from Texas, Kilted's got something for you.
reach
Something for Texas.
reach out to me, please, because I found out because it was something crazy when we were in Texas this summer, if anyone remembers.
Hmm.
And I have
Watching some
tick
soccer.
I have a ticket here worth $4. It is a winner for
Nice.
a Mega Millions, but you
Woohoo.
have to you have to claim it in the state you bought it in. So I'll put DM one of us or just go to the Kilted Balls Discord. Anyway, just get a hold of us, get me your address, and yeah, I'd be happy to send it to you. It's just $4.
Yeah. And
But it
if
was a
nobody
winner.
responds, he's going to send it to the charity of his choice in Texas. So
That's actually a great idea. I
you've
didn't even
got
think
like a
of that.
day. You got a day,
Okay.
otherwise he's donating it.
I didn't even think of that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it's okay to give to listeners.
No, yeah, it is. And actually, I should have done it at the gift goat thing this last week, but I didn't even think of it when I
Oh
was
my
there.
gosh, yeah. That's right. We did 2 episodes last week. That was a crazy week.
No, I know, it was awesome.
Man,
I'd
that was
like
a
to
good
get
time.
back to doing two again,
Yeah, I
do
think
like
so.
interviews and stuff. Get back.
Interviews are what I miss the most. And you said
Mhm.
last time you were going to get a few interviews for us. Did any of those materialize?
I think we just have to, you and I have to decide if we want to do it on a Tuesday like normal when we record, or if we want to have a different day
Oh
where we
yeah.
do it. But yeah, I got one confirmed. Like he's excited.
Let's do it, baby. I like interviews. I
So
think they're fun.
yeah, I think they're a lot of
Did
fun.
you buy one of the ones I was looking at last Thursday?
I did not. I was looking at
Trust
it a
fund
little
babies.
more.
That's what it was.
Trust fund
Trust fund
babies.
babies.
I I didn't. It didn't look like they were doxed. It had real names, but it had cartoon pictures for everybody, and it was one ETH. So
It didn't start at 1 ETH, did it?
that's what it said on the website to get the little pass to be able to get one. And I might have been in a wrong spot
Yeah, I think
because
you're in the wrong spot because they've already minted.
I thought you said 0.01. Yeah, it was to get some
It's
pass.
like 0.05. The pass was the Genesis pass, and that was to get like up to 10 free, I think.
Oh, okay,
But
maybe I
that
misread that.
was before. Like I was
Because
surprised. I wouldn't think they're worth
that's
that
all I
much.
saw on the website. But you know how I am. But I do have information, so I am going to be getting King Saladin. He's going to have a drop this week.
Okay.
I think on the 5th. I'll have to check. He was the artist that I met at the gift goat thing. If
Yes.
anyone missed
Hmm.
that episode, so those should be really cool. And I also heard Magic Johnson is going to be doing an NFT.
Really?
Well, he's having his people do it. I guess he's not really great on the internets. But it's to help like inner city and people who don't necessarily have access to the knowledge
Hmm.
and to learning, and that that the NFT and the blockchains and crypto is really good. So I guess that's the what he wants to pass along. He wants to do some. So it sounds really cool. I mean, it's one of those things like it's not necessarily for someone like me, but I would love to be a supporter of it. So I may just try to keep
So
an
it's a
eye out and
GoFundMe.
yeah, I may keep an eye and like buy one on the aftermarket. I like Magic Johnson. I mean, being a Spartan, and
Yeah,
I have his rookie card with Larry Bird, which that's pretty sweet.
that's so sweet.
But
So
so
sweet.
yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then also more NFT news. For the fourth month in a row, I had one of the Pluto Alliance that won the BitBoy.
No
So I
way.
got like another $60 in that account.
That's terrific, I
So
say.
yeah. So
Terrific.
that was excited. I mean, it's not a ton, but it's super fun. Like it's something, I had the NFT before they started doing it. I did buy a couple more
Mhm.
afterwards. I almost bought another one today, but I didn't feel like moving a bunch of ETH around. But I ended up winning with one of them that I already had. So
So let me ask you this question. This is a multi-part question. Speaking about getting paid. We are coming up on January, and in January, our NFMs will finally start doing payouts.
hmm
That's what's supposed to be. Some people didn't trust them. I trust not necessarily them as much as I trust the project because they only sold during mint like 400 and
or 666.
yeah, but I think 200 of those were
hmm
reserved. So I think it was really
Yeah.
only
Okay.
400. Um, and I think if you start paying those people huge amounts, they're going to go crazy and they're going to start releasing more and they're going to make a lot of money when they release more.
hmm
So while I don't know them at all, really, I trust the fact that they want to be wealthy and they know that if they repay us, then
hmm
they will get a lot more buys and they can start
Yes.
releasing them again. So here's my question for you. What would the price have to be for an NFM for you to sell? And what would they have to give you to mint more NFMs if they start allowing more mints? Because right now, if they said we're going to release another 100, I think the owners would buy those 100 like that if it was the same price as before.
hmm
So what do you think? That's my two questions for you.
Okay, I guess I don't remember, and maybe you know this and maybe you don't.
Mhm.
What are they saying it's going to be? Do you know what each one is going to be based on? I know because I know they've pointed out the past couple months like, oh, it's this much ETH. Do you remember that, or is that
Oh,
something?
like what our payout is?
Yes.
Okay, so our payout, let me look really
And
quickly.
not that we knew before, but you're asking questions based on right now.
I'm
And
asking
these are things that
questions.
I would
Yes.
take into consideration.
Yeah, and you're right. I'm asking questions right now. Um,
Okay.
so I'm scrolling
August.
back.
So August was 0.63 Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's still doing zero point 0.6 something. I thought you were asking what the payout would be for us.
Yeah, so it's the 0.63 basically divided by 666, so just under 0.01 Bitcoin,
No,
correct?
no, no. It's holders will get like 0.013 ETH per month per NFM, if I remember right, or something
0.013.
like that.
Okay. So,
I
and we
think
minted
I
at
think it was
0.08, correct?
yeah, wow, it's been so
Okay.
so long.
I am going to say I remember the yeah, because it's been going up each month.
It goes up
June.
each month. The whole point was that if we delayed taking our profit,
Mm-hmm.
then the amount of money we would get in the long run would go up. So
Oh,
instead
okay.
of getting the lower amount, we said reinvest our money,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can get more.
Oh, there was just okay, that was the September. The September update was 0.669. Yeah,
Yeah,
because they're basing it off of how much they're getting. So if it's based off of, so January
but they
comes, I get,
subtract some and they change it to ETH.
yep. So if I get point 0.013 ETH, 0.013 or 0.13.
I thought it was 0.01 per NFM per month. I thought that's what it was.
Okay. So the second question I remember, the first question I don't. I
Okay.
would I would buy another one for sure.
Okay. For
They
so
it
yeah,
doesn't, I
that
mean,
that was the second question.
yes. The first question was
What would you sell yours for?
I don't think I would.
Okay, that's what I wondered. Like, what would they have to offer you for you to sell it?
I mean, if someone threw like a crazy, I mean, at the same time, I have six.
Yeah, I only have 3, so I would probably buy
Mhm.
more. But they're so expensive now, right? Even
Yeah,
without returning money yet, they're getting pretty expensive, right?
yeah, yeah. I can look here real fast. I think I have six. One, one still couldn't be revealed. That's fine.
Yeah.
Um, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah. So yeah, I would definitely buy more.
Ooh, I think I found the thing that I wanted to look at.
I don't have a number in my head that's that, hey, if I was offered this, I would sell. If I got some offer, I guess I would consider it.
Okay, so right now what the predicted amount is, so we voted to reinvest 100% of the income
Mm-hmm.
for 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
and then 20% thereafter are going to be reinvested.
Yep.
Okay, and so our rewards would be 0.05 ETH per month per NFM,
Okay.
and they would increase at 4% per month or more from there on out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it depends on the price of Bitcoin too.
Well, they're just changing it, I think, to ETH. So depending on how those two compare, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, it's just well, yeah, they're doing that because it's easier to send everyone ETH and an ETH-based
Yes.
wallet than it is.
Yes.
So, and that's what they were, basing it off of the price.
And
So,
basically what that did is by waiting 6 months, we get 0.05 a month per miner, whereas originally we would have gotten like 0.01 per month per
yeah,
miner. So we're getting 5 times the amount by waiting 6 months.
yes. And I
So
remember I voted for that too. So
yeah.
yeah, that's pretty awesome. Like I was saying, I'm looking to, yeah, I'm just going to be, purchasing more NFTs, possibly like, you know, buying ones that are low. That's what I'm looking to do with my ETH. And then
Hmm.
also, possibly some other coins that I may not necessarily, well, no, I'm not going to do that because I said this bull run, I'm only going to keep 10, at most 15. I had way too many coins in the last run.
Way too many. So
Hmm.
you'll reduce those.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wish I could remember what we spent on these miners. I remember thinking that it would take a few months to get
I think it was
break
0.08.
even. You know, I thought it was a little bit more, but I don't remember. I'm scrolling all the way back through the announcements to the beginning
Okay.
and seeing what they were originally listed
I
for.
have an offer for 0.25, so I would not take that.
No, I think the minimum right now is like zero point 0.5, right?
I thought that the lowest one was okay, so this just said mint. So it didn't even say how much I minted it for. Let me see if I click that. No. Hmm. But yeah, oh, the global floor is 0.54
Yeah, I
right
told you
now.
I think it's like a half.
Oh, okay. I thought someone on the Discord said it was two.
Oh no. I mean, looks were kind of screwed up, and so, you know.
Yeah. Huh, zero point 0.5. So that would be 5 months to get that back.
So the mint price
Oh no, 10
was
months. I'm
like
sorry.
maybe 0.15.
Okay.
So because I remember thinking in the first month it would pay for one of my miners, and the second month would pay for the second, the third month would pay for my third miner.
Okay.
So in 3 months I would be pretty much all paid for.
Okay.
I think we might have paid less than that. I
Yeah, I
feel
don't
like.
remember. I don't remember at
Yeah,
all.
because they reduced their mint price. Like I said, I'm kind of reading through it all, but yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing. But I agree, it would take a little bit for me to sell
Mm-hmm.
because again, that's kind of a good investment, right? if you make up all of your money in 3 months,
Yeah.
then everything is profit from there on out. And so for like for you were just talking about, it's super exciting that you got $60 on your Pluto alliance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes, exactly.
but you've got 6 of them times 0.05, which is zero point 0.3 ETH. And so if ETH at the time, is, well, it's like 1600 ish.
Yeah. Well, because I even bought one for 0.2. The newest one I bought
Oh,
was
for point two.
was 0.2, and that was 138 days ago.
Yeah. Well, monthly, you would start out getting like $480 worth
Mm-hmm.
of ETH at today's value. I don't know what
Exactly.
ETH is right now. I'm just guessing it's close to 1600. Maybe it is 1586.
1586. Yeah.
Oh, and while I'm clicking on that, it looks like Doge has got another red candle going. I'm up 7%.
Nice.
So yeah, that's good. Good news for me during this episode. I might close it right at the end of the episode and just take whatever profits I get.
There you go.
Maybe not. Maybe I'll ride it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'll
Say,
turn green and I'll be sad.
set a stop loss. There you go.
There we go. That's what I've been doing a lot. So yeah, people, that's kind of the trick with futures. If you have a feeling, if you do Lifer would be so pissed, right? So
No
so
feelings,
pissed.
just charts.
So if you have a belief by looking at the charts that it's going to pump or drop in the short term, you open your future and you instantly set your stop loss for the profit. So it goes up 5%, like mine is right now. You set a stop loss for up 3%, and then the worst you're going to do is 3%.
Yep.
And if it keeps going that direction, you were right. You just chase it. That's what we talk about a lot in texts to each
Mm-hmm.
other, is you chase it. And so you start going, okay, I'm going to change that stop loss to 5% and 6%. And that's actually how I got the 60% the other day. I opened it and it was at 30%. I said, cool. Set my stop loss for 20, opened it back up, and I was like, now I'm setting it for 50. Now I'm setting it for 60.
Yeah.
And then it dropped down and it hit my 60. So
Okay.
I just kept,
Yeah.
it was at 90. So
I was excited for you. I was super
I was like, oh
excited
my
for
gosh,
you.
I'm at 90%, but it
Mm-hmm.
did a little dip down and it cleared at 60. And I was like, well, I can't be sad about 60, right?
Yeah. And like I said today on Twitter, I didn't think that Elon was that close to buying it because last I heard was that it was going to be going to court or something. So I thought it would be
Yes.
dragged out. And then all of a sudden one morning, Jamie brought it up.
Hmm.
Jamie, longtime listener, awesome friend.
First time
And
caller.
yeah. And he had said, oh, he said all his stuff and we, kind of laughed. But yeah, I was not expecting it because if I did, I would have, even that morning I would have bought Doge, but by the time I'd noticed it, I already tripled.
Well, and
Tripled.
I was sad because I did buy Doge, a future on it, and I closed it at like 20%, 25, and said, yay, 25. And then it went up enough that I could have like 10x'd my money.
You could have done more than that.
No, I,
'Cause what
I
did you
checked my
say?
math. It was going to be 10x. 10x in
That
the
was
matter of
it.
a day. 10x is pretty good, right?
10x is not bad. You'd move up your little chart a little
You
fast.
move up your chart pretty darn fast when you're doing that. That's a good time. So, yeah. But yeah, people, that's where we're at. Things are going smooth. We're getting ready for the election cycle. Things tend to go dull during elections, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. Our hot tip of the day that we got from longtime listener Jason was he thinks that Facebook is the buy. He thinks that's the hot buy of the day if you're looking at stocks. We don't
Thank you,
look at
Jason.
stocks very much, but Jason keeps us apprised on what's going on in the stock market. And Facebook's taking a bit of a tumble, and he thinks if Feds come out at 0.75 or less, that it's going to jump, and so you can get some
And
fun
I
stuff.
I made the 10% on his last call, which we're not talking about on the show.
Nope.
But I used my extras and I put it into there and I went in as well.
You're right.
So it's different than our trading strategy, but the 10% is still 10%. And if you have a bunch of little areas where you're getting 10%, whether it's, you know, obviously not every day, if you can do it once a month, if you're doing it every couple months, that's awesome because it does compound up. It's
Normal
amazing.
people are really happy with 10% a year. So I think if you can get 10% in a month, you should be happy.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I
Well,
think that should
I'm
be the
always
truth.
happy, but even happier.
Even happier. Which I tell you what, I'm happy oh, I'm at 10%, 13%.
Oh, are you
So
taking it? Are you setting your thing?
19%. So this is why
Oh.
people that you set your, so right now I'm setting my stop loss. What is it? The last price was point
The
zero
1 minute's
one
super low.
four.
The 1 minute's super low.
I'm gonna set it for point 0.143, I think. No,
Zero
wait,
one.
no, point 0.143. No,
It's
let's
going back up.
go.
Sell, just sell. Oh.
What?
It just bounced off the 200
You know what? I'm just gonna close. I'm at
on the 1 minute.
9.78.
On the 1 minute.
9.78, 10.62. It's going up. I'm just gonna take it so that my listeners, you can hear this. We just did the sale and I made my profit. So thank you for joining us and getting to hear about that. It was a good time and you got to watch me make my trade and I made I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 10%, I guess. Which is good
And we
for
get to
a
say
30-minute
goodbye.
show. So anyway, this is Tilted Balls. You guys have a great day. Ballbuster signing out.
Kill the Dragon Jerry. Love you all.